Sustainability Awards. I've been at the university now for 10 years from a week ago. And I've seen such a huge transformation in the way that we've taken sustainability into our culture and our values. And I think as I've been sitting here for the last 5 minutes watching the numbers of people join this particular award ceremony, it's filled my heart with joy that we've got so many people who are now involved in our programs. So, as Kiara says, I'm Richard Jackson. I'm the UCL Director of Sustainability. And unfortunately for all of you, I'll be the host for the awards again this year. So please bear with me. We've got some good speakers in between listening to me. And of course, this is all about celebrating you, the work that you do, contributing to UCL Sustainability Strategy and what we want to achieve as an institution. It's our second online event and follows another, I think, successful year for us around sustainability, which I suppose is a difficult thing to say given how turbulent it has been as a year. And it has been a year where I think it's tested all of our patience, it's tested our resilience, it's pushed us all to try and find some balance in our lives, to find new ways of working. And at times, I know I felt this, it's been incredibly stressful as a year. And yet I think what I find working in this field of sustainability is that it's a bond that brings people together. It helps to form friendships, it brings togetherness, it's a support mechanism for a number of people and other people in the teams, and it gives us purpose. It gives us purpose to want to contribute to what UCL is trying to achieve in this. And that purpose was set out in the 2019 Sustainability Strategy, and remains one in which we try and seek to reduce our overall impact and also deliver positive change across the institution. I just wanted to highlight one or two things that I'm immensely proud about in the past year. Firstly, we've set ourselves a very ambitious target to be net zero carbon by 2030, and we're already making huge strides towards that. We started purchasing certified renewable energy in early 2020. We earned ourselves the highest score in the new University Carbon League, which is out of 519 institutions, so we were number one. We launched our Climate Hub this year. So for any of you who don't know what the Climate Hub is, it's a gateway. It's a way of finding out what UCL is doing across its research areas, across its education areas around climate change. And it's hopefully an access point for a lot of external audiences to find out more about some of the great work that we do to tackle climate change. We've recently achieved an ISO 14001 and 50001, and they're really important for us because they help us to manage all of our sustainability impacts, and they enable us to strive towards the achievements that we're looking to get. So the achievement of those ISO standards are in recognition of the systems we put in place. For anybody who doesn't know, we this year managed to build our first net zero carbon building out at Dagenham, and this is amazing because certainly when I joined UCL, I think we were lacking in ambition around our capital program, and what we've seen over the past 10 years with a series of BREEAM Excellent buildings, the BREEAM Outstanding New Student Centre, and now Pearl Building, which is the first net zero carbon building for UCL out at Dagenham, is that ambition really being realised. And last but not least, UCL has recently launched a sustainability bond, and we're the first UK university to launch a sustainability bond within the market. So we're doing some incredible things. We've still got a lot of ambition around this agenda, and so we call on all of you to keep working with us and keep supporting our programs. Now, before we get into celebrating work, I'm going to very quickly reiterate some of the housekeeping points. So if you keep your cameras off and microphones off while the speakers are talking, we would like you to turn your cameras on and wave when your team name is called out. We want you to celebrate with us. Use the reactions in the chat to congratulate each other throughout, and this whole event will be recorded. In terms of the running order, and we have got some amazing people presenting to us today, we're going to start, very shortly I'm going to introduce you to Professor Deborah Gill, who's UCL's Vice-Provost for education and student experience. We're then going to start the awards themselves. So Chiara, who you've already heard from, is going to help us by handing out the Green Impact Awards. We're then going to hand over to Martin Farley, who's done some outstanding work in developing our lab efficiency programme. And Martin is going to hand out the LEAF Awards. We're then going to hear from Ghadiali, who is our activist in residence in UCL, and he's going to be our keynote speaker today. And then we're going to hand out some of the awards for sustainability plans, the special awards, and we're going to end with hearing from Professor Geraint Rees, who some of you will know is a dean. He's also the Pro-Vice-Provost for academic planning, and probably most importantly to me, he's the chair of our sustainability steering group. So let's get started. With no further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Professor Deborah Gill, who's the Vice-Provost for Education and Student Experience. Thank you, Deborah.
Thanks very much, Richard, and I'm delighted to be asked to speak very briefly at these awards today and to particularly focus on our students as central to our sustainability ambitions, both while they're with us and when they become our ambassadors in the world. And I, like Richard, have been at UCL for a considerable number of years and in a number of different roles, and I've watched the interest in and now the impact of our concerns for the impact on our planet grow and mature. And like all of you, I believe this is a pivotal time for our planet and its people, and I truly believe education is the central vehicle in creating change that we need to see. And I think this is important to all students, not just those at UCL, and there's a group called the Students Organising for Sustainability, SOS, and they surveyed thousands of future UK students in 2020, and they found that over half believe climate change was the most important issue facing the country at this time, and 91% of students stated their place of study should actively incorporate and promote sustainability development. So in my former role as the head of medical school, I witnessed just how motivated staff and particularly students are to embrace sustainability as a core thread in our education and student experience activity. And one of many examples that you will have heard about was a staff student working group that collaborated to assess the curriculum map of the entire 6 years of the medicine programme. And they identified opportunities to signpost and integrate sustainability and climate change in the teaching. And almost 50 students engaged in that work, and 4 went on to produce a report to the leadership team. And I'm glad, even though I'm still not at the medical school, that team warmly welcomed that work, and it's in the process of being implemented across the curriculum. But as an educator, I also recognise it's not just telling people stuff or raising awareness or telling them what to do that creates change. It's lived experience, it's opportunities for deep and meaningful engagement that truly create the flames that burn inside our learners. And so we need to concentrate on an education experience that has sustainability embedded, not just in our teaching, but in all our interactions, whether they're planned or incidental, with the student members of our community. And across UCL community, I think the student community, the student commitment is palpable. And the opportunities to play a part in the change are growing. And you'll hear lots more later about how students are active and engaged. But some of the highlights for me are the Student Sustainability Council, now in its 2nd year, and that enables students to shape UCL sustainability policy and the SU sustainability strategy. And that SU sustainability strategy has a fantastic vision to become the most sustainable SU in the UK. And some of their headline commitments include commissioning external audit of the student union, implementing carbon footprint labels for all its products, launching a carbon offset scheme for students and staff travel. And you'll again also hear later today that this year 124 students applied to join the Sustainability Ambassador Programme, and 54 of those students volunteered this year, despite the incredible challenges that the pandemic and remote operating created to make UCL sustainable commitments a reality. And a really good example of that I experienced was that student ambassadors worked with Sustainable UCL on developing an activity for the introductory programme called Climate Citizen Assembly Game. And that engaged new students in UCL's climate change and sustainability ambition right from the very beginning. And of course, Wild Bloomsbury, enhancing the public realm by organising student planting events and enhancing their well-being, creating cleaner air and creating shade and preventing flooding. So, and this commitment for me, when I looked at the awards today, it really is reflected in our awards, both in the commitment and the impact students are making. And this year we received 67 nominations for Sustainability Special Awards, and a third of the people nominated were students. And that's a real sign we have a shared commitment to a shared priority. So I'm proud to lead the education and student experience in an organisation so committed to making a difference in the world. And so it's important, I suppose, for me to end with my commitment going forward. So I can commit that sustainability will be a thread in our education and student experience strategy in coming years. And this will be both in the curriculum and in the co-curriculum. And this will make an education at UCL truly impactful, from the students we attract through to the value we add in their time with us, and then the values and worldview they take forward as alumni. So I'd like to close by saying we've only just begun. There's much to do, but I am humbled and grateful for all that you do in this space, whether you're a student making a difference or a colleague committed to transforming the student experience for them. So thank you all, and I'll hand back to, I think, Chiara.
Yes, thank you, Deborah. Richard, I don't know whether you want to firstly react to what Deborah has said before I come in.
Yeah, all I was going to say is thank you, Deborah. That was a great start to the awards, and you know, I think we're as a team looking forward to working with you around our education. When we took the sustainability strategy to SMT a couple of years ago, and then to council, both the SMT members and the council members said our biggest impact will be through the education we give our students. And so I still think that for me, the opportunity to work with you, the opportunity to look at how we can bring sustainability into that education is a prize worth chasing.
100% agree. Not just the education, but the things we do with our students. We've got to walk the walk,
yeah,
as well as talk the talk.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Deborah. Great start. Let's get some awards out, shall we? So I'm going to hand over to Chiara, who's our Sustainability Comms Officer. Chiara's been with us for just over a year, but she has made such a magnificent contribution already to the team, and in particular to the Green Impact Programme. So Chiara.
Thank you, Richard. And yeah, as Richard mentioned, it's now my great honor to present the Green Impact Awards for this year. And for anyone who hasn't yet heard of Green Impact, this is a UCL-wide program that staff can participate in to make our offices more sustainable, thereby also supporting UCL's overall sustainability goals. And this year has been a really exceptional year for Green Impact. We've received 45 submissions, so 45 teams participated in Green Impact. And this is particularly special because, of course, COVID has changed our working environments and office environments so dramatically. So when I joined the team and was to work on Green Impact, I thought, how can you still create a sustainable office environment if you moved from working at Bibra House to your own bedroom potentially? But it's been incredible to see the creativity of all the green champions that participate in Green Impact, adapting sustainability actions that they would have normally done in the office to their home environment. We saw joint walking challenges, Ramblers bingos, and people sharing hidden gems of walks that you can do in London, as well as plant growing competitions and tips for caring for your plants. So at least when I engaged with any of the green teams via Microsoft Teams or virtually, it always gave me an incredible boost in motivation. And I'm sure the impact on the green champions as colleagues and teammates was similar. Yeah, so just a big thank you from me to all the Green Champions for accompanying me through my first year and for also letting me grow alongside you. Many of you having done the program much longer than I have. So I look forward to taking all your experiences on board when we review Green Impact next year for the reality of hybrid working. But let's not talk about next year yet. Let's look at what we've achieved this past year. As Richard mentioned, Sorry, I think I just went on mute there. Can everybody still hear me?
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. So basically, in a Green Impact, teams can get either a bronze, silver, or gold award. And I'm going to start with the bronze category and call out teams in groups of 5 because there's so many. And then once I've called you out, if you feel comfortable, you can switch on your cameras, wave your hands, accept your honor, and everybody can react and share things in the chat if they like, and then we move on to the next group. Okay. So big drum roll, I don't know if that's coming through. Here are the teams that achieved a bronze award for Green Impact this year. We have the Bartlett Library team, or Bartlett Bees from the Bartlett Library, the Bartlett Faculty Office Green team, the EPH team from the Department of Epidemiology and Public Health, Green Laws from the Faculty of Laws, and Jewish Green from the Department for Hebrew and Jewish Studies. Yeah, if you'd all like to switch on your cameras, and congratulations on achieving the Bronze Award this year. Incredible. Yes, I'm like clapping into my microphone. And there's another round of teams that have received the Bronze Award this year. So I'll move on to reading those out as well. So the other teams that have achieved bronze in Green Impact are the orthopedics team from the library, from the orthopedics library, the philosophy green team, the team from the School of Pharmacy Student Academic Support Office, the Evergreens team from the School of Slavonic and East European Studies, and the SSE EES library team as well. Congratulations on getting your bronze award. If you would like to switch on your cameras as well, please feel free to do so. It's also nice to see everybody surrounded. Oh, I see a sunflower there in the background. That's lovely. Yes, huge congratulations. Oh, and pets. I love it. Okay. This concludes the bronze category. So now we move on to silver. And the first group of teams that received the silver award this year are ChemEng Sustainability from Chemical Engineering, the team from the Department of Information Studies, the Green Square admin team from the UCL Green Square Institute of Neurology, and the Green Square Library team, as well as the IOE Library team. Congratulations on achieving the silver award. I love the clapping that's going on as well. Oh, in the background. Oh. Brilliant. Thank you for participating in Green Impact this year. There's so many more teams, so I'll slowly move on. The next group that also achieved silver is the IOO Library, the Main Library, the Royal Free Library, the Science Library, and the Senate House Library. I feel like we must have the most sustainable library sector in the university sector, probably. Great to see so much sustainability there. And please feel free to switch on your cameras if you feel comfortable. I am aware that there might be a clash in media for libraries. Oh, great, brilliant. I'm glad that you could make it. Oh, and there's even an award. I love it. Oh, and I love the tree background. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's another round of teams that won the silver award. So there's the Student Registry Services team, the Medical School team, and the Mullet Space Science Laboratory from the Department of Space and Climate Physics. So congratulations to you as well for achieving silver, and feel free to come on to or switch your cameras on. Congratulations. I'm like waving, congratulating. Okay. This concludes the silver category. Now we get onto the gold category. Huge congratulations to everyone so far. And the first group of teams that received a gold certification are the Basque Arts and Sciences team, the BSEER Green team from the Bartlett School of Environment, Energy and Resources, the BSSC Green Onions from the Bartlett School of Sustainable Construction, the team at the Center for Biodiversity and Environment Research, and the Central Library team. Congratulations. If you want, you can switch on your cameras for a moment. Amazing efforts. Congratulations. The other round of teams that has received a gold award for this year is the Cruciform Hub Library team, the Dementia Research ION team, the Green Counts from the Finance and Business Affairs team, the ICH Library team, and the Institute of Archaeology Library team. Congratulations also to you. And if you feel comfortable, switch on your cameras. Congratulations. Okay, there's more to go. We have so many amazing teams in Green Impact. So the next round of teams are the Institute of Ophthalmology team, the Legion of Eunomia from the Greek and Latin department. I looked up how to pronounce that this morning. The OVPA Green team from the Office of the Vice President Advancement, and the PALS Green team from UCL Psychology and Language Sciences. Congratulations on achieving gold for Green Impact this year. Oh, nice to see some groups as well. Congratulations to everybody. Okay, 2 more groups of champions to go. So next up, we have the School of Pharmacy Library team, the Student Inquiry Center team, the Sustainable Surgery team from the Division of Surgery and Interventional Sciences, and the Career Staff Experience team. Congratulations for your gold award. Yeah, I'm wearing a headset, so I'm not sure you can hear me clapping, but I am. Congratulations. And then last but not least, we have the following teams: Language and Speech Science Library team, the Innovation and Enterprise Green Impact team from UCL Innovation Enterprise, the UCL Planning team from the Bartlett School of Planning, and this is difficult for German to pronounce, Wickford Zero Waste from Wickford Stores. Congratulations on achieving a gold award. It's lovely to see so many of you here today. And again, well done, everybody, for getting your Green Impact Awards. Without you, Green Impact wouldn't be possible at UCL. And I can't wait for the new year and growing Green Impact with all of you and Georgia next year. So back to you, Richard.
Just trying to find myself my unmute button. But thanks so much, Chiara. That was amazing. And thank you, everybody, for your participation in the Green Impact Awards. Quick the mute button if you could do, because we're now hand over to Martin Farley, who is going to take us through the Lab Awards. And before we do that, you know, what I do want to just say is that UCL has been developing the Lab Awards with Martin. Martin's done an absolutely outstanding job of of bringing us his ideas around LEAF, turning that into the tool that we have now, the tool that's being used across the sector. And I'm very proud to have been involved in this. And I'm proud that Martin is here to present these awards today on behalf of UCL. So Martin, to you.
Oh, thank you for that, Richard. We're ahead of schedule. This is fantastic. I'm quite impressed with this. So hi, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. Just a few things I wanted to say for myself this year. And I think I have to start with a big thank you because, you know, it's been a tough year and we've managed to get 40 submissions in this year, 40 LEAF teams, which is pretty fantastic. And we've done it when we've actually transitioned in our format of LEAF. So this year, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, is that we went to an online version of LEAF. In practicality, I will say that first of all means that you can now generate your certificates online. So after this, Matthew and myself will start releasing the certificates, which you can find in the Manage Lab tab of your LEAF tool. But I guess I just wanted to say thanks as well for everyone's patience because it took us a while to get the tool out, but and we had 1 or 2 issues along the way, but everyone's been really fantastic and understanding, and it's helped build a better tool. In terms of the tool itself, I feel like I need to say that, Leaf now has spread quite a bit, and your feedback has really helped it progress. I think I need to highlight that Leaf, since launching it, is now live in, I think, 33 institutions in 8 different countries and in several hundred labs around the world. And it's growing quite quickly. And so really everyone's feedback has really helped contribute to that. To say that at the UK as well is that the funders have started to take notice, and the Medical Research Council has started to promote Leaf within its institutes at Harwell and LMB and Imperial, and NERC as well has started to support it. So it feels like we're going in the right direction, and I really mean it, is that everyone's feedback has helped make it what it is. It wouldn't be that without yourselves. This year, I had Matthew Bennett, who helped me with the Leaf audits this year. And he sadly can't be here today, but I wanted to give it a shout out to Matthew because he was really instrumental in getting the audits together. He was not as familiar with UCL's labs, but he did give me a little quote that he said that he wanted me to read, and I wanted to read it, which he said: "It was wonderful to see so many people making a difference in UCL laboratories. Individually and collectively, there are massive efforts which are clearly and very significantly reducing environmental impacts of labs and paving the way for the future. Really exciting to witness." He also wanted me to highlight just a few groups that we saw, and it's not to take away from anybody else, but I wanted to give a shout out to the Institute of Neurology and in Brain Sciences for the together approach that they've had this year. I know Steffi is on here, and she's a lab manager from the ION, and she's may not accept an individual lab award, but deserves a shout out. And I think also the group approach in the Institute of Ophthalmology and Sainsbury Wellcome and prion disease, I think that together approach is what we're trying to aim for in the other institutes now. So it's really helped set the example. So a big thank you to you. That's really it from myself. I need one of the group I need to thank, of course, is ISD at UCL. They helped develop the online Leaf tool. So a massive debt of gratitude for all the work that they've put in and are still putting in to improve it. On that note, I'm going to start to read out lab groups, and I have done this by groups again. I've tried to group it a little bit by faculty, so you're welcome to similarly to just now to when I read out your lab groups to put on your camera and to wave. I've done it in slightly smaller groups than Chiara, yes. So. I don't have a drum roll because my desk is too small here. On that note, the first bronze awards that we'd like to award are from a combination of the School of Pharmacy and Brain Sciences. And the first School of Pharmacy labs are from Pharmaceutics Instrumental Lab B12, B57, 306, 317, 320, 324. Which is a great name. Pharmaceutics Tissue Culture Facility 301A. In the School of Pharmacy MSc Teaching Instrumental Laboratory in B56. And it's Life Science Labs that I'd like to acknowledge as well. Actually, I think 2 of them can't be here, but the McCaskill Lab, who might be driving now, and also the Catan Lab, who can't be with us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining all, and fantastic work. Great backgrounds. Right. In our second group is solely from Brain Sciences, so fantastic work there. They are the Department of Clinical and Movement Neuroscience, the Institute of Prion Diseases, MRC Prion Unit at UCL, the Spinal Repair Unit, who I know can't be with us today, the Ear Institute, great work also there, and the Department of Neuroinflammation at Wakefield Street. Thank you. Fantastic work, all. And last but not least, our bronze awards for our next bronze awards go to the Medical Sciences and Population and Health Sciences. And from those faculties, we have the I&I RAIN, so Infection and Immunity, We also have a Center for Obesity Research, and also the Bloomsbury Institute of Intensive Care Medicine, who I think can't be with us today. And finally, last but not least, of course, a fantastic group that have just joined the Institute of Women's Health. Thank you. Oh, fantastic work. Thank you for joining. All right. God, we're moving along so on time this year. This is you know, I think I should slow down almost. Now I'm going to move on to the Silver Awards. The Silver Awards this year in our first group have come solely from life sciences. And the first group, who actually I don't think can be here, but it's their monthly meeting, is the Fly Lab Rockefeller, who have actually helped us inspire us for a new Fly Lab version of Leaf later on. The Institute of Healthy Aging, who have been a really fantastic group effort this year. The Annette Dolphin Lab, who have long been present in our awards, and the LMCB, who also can't sadly be here, but have a fantastic team. I think the dog approves as well. That's fantastic. Thank you. Can hear the barking. Thank you all for participating and your efforts this year. Honestly, it's been really incredible. In our second group, the first group lab comes from the WHO PSRL, who I'm not sure can attend, from the Institute of Child Health. But the next three are from Medical Sciences, and they are the Research Department of Pathology, UCL Respiratory, and Center for Clinical Microbiology. So if anybody's from there, I think there was a few. Yes, hey, thank you for joining today. Pascal, yes, you went blurred. There you are. Fantastic work. Many thanks all for joining today. Really appreciate your effort, honestly. The camera's not being friendly to Pascal there, I can see. It's not letting him in. There we are, one at a time, it seems. Thank you all for your effort this year. And last but not least, the group of Silver Awards are from, we have one from the School of Pharmacy, which is the Thermal Analysis Laboratory. And then we have three from Brain Sciences. Brain Science has been very active this year, I have to say. And they are from the UK or DRI, Clinical and Experimental Epilepsy Labs, and the Department of Neurodegenerative Disease. Hey, there we are. Fantastic work this year. Oh, Daniela, really great work. And Asma, all of you, it's good to see you all. In fact, I often speak to you online. I don't always get to see the faces. This is very nice, actually. It's lovely. Thank you all for your work. You got drums there, Damon. That's a nice, yes. I'm playing some music, sorry. Thank you all for your effort this year. It's a really great work. And again, really appreciated. Right, so now we are going to go to gold. And for gold this year, the first group I'm going to start with is it's a combination of, again, Brain Sciences, very active, and School of Pharmacy. So the first one's from School of Pharmacy, which is the School of Pharmacy Teaching Labs. And then from the Faculty of Brain Sciences, we have PALS, of course, PALS is ever active. The IOO Labs, really incredible work there. Department of Neuromuscular Diseases, and the NMD in Cruciform Building. Great work all there who were able to join. Hey, look at that. Deborah, I love the sunflowers. The cat, there's the cat. Yeah, somebody was asking about a cat, I believe, and that was, yes, very, very great work in the plants. Oh, that's the plants from last year. I've actually seen the plants. Some people have been showing me the plants and cacti, cactuses, or whichever you like, which have grown. I think that's lovely. And I promise that when we're in person again, we will be aiming to give out plants and cacti, cactuses. I'm not, anyways, forms of flowers and plants in the future. So thank you all. It was not. That's very true. It was not last year. Sorry. Oh, how time flies when we're in one room. our next group is from a combination of faculties. So we have the geography labs from social and historical sciences. And Eileen, who I knew from King's, has taken over those labs. Fantastic work there. From engineering, we have ACBE, so biochemical engineering, long-time participants. We also have from the Bartlett ISH laboratories. And, again, from engineering sciences, the environmental engineering laboratory have long been doing a lot of great work in this space. So thank you all for joining today, and really great work. Good to see you all. And yeah, yes, lovely. Great backgrounds. It's really on point. Right. And now I'm kind of sad that this is my last group, but I wish we, yes, no, but there are more, of course, for next year, but it's just nice to see everyone. The last gold labs and teams are from a combination of 3 faculties. I'll start with the 2 from life sciences, and those were from the fish floor anatomy and also the Sainsbury Welcome Center, who Eve has been helping lead on, and she's done a great job to get them to gold in their first year, taking on her good practice from her previous labs. The next ones were the Curian lab in the ZCR, who's Katie's been doing some fantastic work at the Institute of Child Health at driving sustainability throughout the entire institute. I think I need to give some kudos for that. And Cruciform 3.4, and also DSIS, the Department of Surgery. Both of you deserve, all of you, just those last ones, Alex and Matthew, I know you've done some great work over the years, and surgery, I know as well, has been doing a really good job because you're spread across so many sites. But thank you for joining today. It's great to see you all. Hi there, Blanche and Eve. Yes, Gaia. Yes, no, it's great to see you. All right. That's it for myself. Really a massive applause and to all the lab teams this year, and much appreciated for your effort again. It's been incredible and really noticeable. So have yes, all the best.
Great, thank you so much, Martin, and thank you, Chiara, for introducing the awards, the Green Impact Awards and the LEAF Awards. And then also a big thank you to everybody who's taken part in those awards this year and who has contributed to what we're trying to achieve at UCL, really kind of embedding that value of sustainability across all of our activities. That's going to lead me into the next part of the awards, and I want to introduce our Student Sustainability Ambassador programs next, and really thank our students who've been involved in that. This year, we further developed our Student Sustainability Ambassador Programme together with the Students' Union. And we received, as Deborah's already said, over 120 applications from UCL students keen to help us with our sustainability commitments and make those a reality alongside their studies. And students worked on a variety of sustainability initiatives. We had a Students' Union Sustainability Ambassadors who were working with the unions to drive forward their own very ambitious plans. We had our education ambassadors who worked with us on developing the Climate Citizen Assembly game for our introductory programme. We had the Wild Bloomsbury ambassadors who have been helping us with a number of planting programmes we've been running across the campus. We had our strategy ambassadors who worked with us on making our 28 Days of Sustainability campaign come alive, and we ran that through February. We had the Think Do ambassadors who worked with Camden to develop a sustainability festival for a London community. And finally, we had our departmental ambassadors who supported all of the green impact teams to achieve some of those fantastic awards that we've already given out. So I'm going to hand over to Chiara to announce our ambassadors.
Yes, thank you, Richard. And similarly to the previous categories, I'm going to read out the ambassadors by role. So all the people that did the same role will be called out together. And as soon as you hear your name, again, if you feel comfortable, feel free to switch on your camera so we can congratulate you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Students' Union ambassadors. And in that group, we had this year Will Chantry, Margaret Wächter, Emilia Prieto, Hilary Lai, Shyla Robinson, and John Young. Yes, congratulations. We have had feedback from some students that they aren't able to attend. But yeah, if you feel comfortable, want to switch on your camera, feel free to do so. And thank you for working with the Students' Union this past year. If not, I'll slowly move on to the next category, which is our Think and Do ambassadors that Richard mentioned before. In that group, we had Uzra Berber, Harrison Brewer, Neve McElvock, Iris Perigott-Greenfeld, Lindsay Allen, Kapo Wong, Emma Sands, Aaron John, and William Lee. Yes, thanks for working with Think and Do this year. The next group is a bigger group, is the strategy ambassadors, so those that worked on education while Bloomsbury and our 28 days campaign. If you feel comfortable in switching on your camera, it's now the floor for Daniela Kaplan, Jeremy Shorin, Chaeyon Kim, James Angove, Andrew Mack, Samawait Buchan, Jorge Soto Parejas, Alexandra Broska, Sydney Cocker, Charlotte Ruddiman, Aditi Srivastava, Florentina Sieberek, Mariana Almeida, Victoria Ehrlich-Adam, and Chrysoula Politi. As you hear, we had lots of support this year on our strategy, which is also why we have been able to make progress. So congratulations on all the strategy ambassadors. And then last but not least, all the amazing ambassadors that work with the Green Impact teams. In this group, we have Zenge Lipovitz, Sutida Chang, Olivia Scott, Claire Bradbury, Christy Corpus, Antonia Bobitan, Jaray Lee, Salma Ahmed Farouk El Said Mohammed, Venja Zhang, Arsha Faseli, Sophia Deepol, Clara Sickart, India Goodwin, Fei Tsai, Chenglong Wang, Li Yingqi, Lana Khan, Crystal Choi, Amy Furugan, Balthazar de la Ville-Bourget, Alia Patricia Binti Mohamed Fauzi, Megan Lee, and Alexander Marinov. Congratulations. I have seen some of you in the participants list before, I think. So if you feel comfortable to come on, feel free to do so. If not, it's fine. Congratulations, and thank you so much for volunteering with us. Back to you, Richard.
Great. Thanks, Chiara. And thank you to all of our student ambassadors. Again, you know, without you, we can't achieve half of what we want to achieve with our sustainability strategy. So thank you very much. Right. We now come to our next speaker. And it's my privilege, I suppose, to introduce our guest keynote speaker, Ash Ghadiali. If you don't mind, Ash, I'm going to sort of be a bit more indulgent and introduce yourself first. Firstly, you're our activist in residence at the Sarah Parker Redmond Centre, which is part of the Institute of Advanced Studies. But what's amazing when you look at Ash's CV is just sort of the extent of what he's done over his career to date. He's been working outside of UCL as a filmmaker, including developing TV and film projects with the BBC and writing for The Observer New Review. And his feature documentary, The Confession, on the geopolitics of the war on terror was acclaimed by The Guardian as a documentary of great clarity and gravitas. But probably where we've met Ash is through his work in organising climate justice and action on climate justice. He's a member of the Climate Justice Collective, Wretched of the Earth. He's a member of the Coordinated Committee of the COP26 Civil Society Coalition, and is commissioning editor at Lawrence and Wishart Books, where he's developing work to be launched with a slate of books on race and ecology in 2022. And through our work on the Climate Hub, we've been working with Ash to develop and issue a climate charter, which I'm hoping we're going to hear a little bit more about anyway. But over to you, Ash. Looking forward to what you've got to say.
Thanks so much, Richard. I mean, what a generous introduction, and like really what a privilege to be invited to be, you know, your keynote speaker today. You know, a few months ago I was just a lowly activist, but now I'm activist in residence at UCL and get invitations like this to speak in very illustrious company. So I'm very moved and honoured to accept that. I was also just great to be in on this conversation, you know, on this award ceremony, and to really just get a sense of you know, of the collective effort involved in UCL sustainability. UCL Sustainability's achievements, really. You know, I think that when we talk about transition and we talk about, you know, goals like net zero by 2050 or by 2030, you know, like actually what this award ceremony really, you know, really speaks to is what an extraordinary collective effort it is for an institution to move in the way that UCL has in recent years, and to demonstrate leadership in the way that UCL has. I think I've been asked to speak to you today specifically about climate justice, which is certainly the prism through which I've come to engage with the environmental crisis that we currently face, and actually specifically to just, you know, to talk a little bit really about, you know, what climate justice is. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm sure I'm speaking to, you know, people that know a good deal about this already, but I'm going to assume no knowledge, and I'm going to just really take it back to sort of its bare foundations. That a lot of the focus around climate action tends to focus on the crisis of carbon that we have in the atmosphere, right? Like and the action that is required tends to be about how do we decarbonize, how do we facilitate that path to a kind of post-fossil fuel economy. That's clearly like crucial work, and you know, in the decades ahead, that you know, that is absolutely crucial work. But what climate justice asks us to do is to see that crisis of carbon as a symptom of a much greater historical process, you know, which we might see as industrialization. We would certainly see like the kind of role of empire in that, and that historical prism on the current carbon crisis actually starts to invite us to think about what we really mean, what we mean by transition, and what really is the transition that we need. Is it, you know, to what extent is the climate crisis a product of the kind of global inequality that has shaped certainly the 20th century, you know, continues into the 21st century, and crucially, how far are the solutions that are currently on the table exacerbating those underlying symptoms? And that's why climate justice becomes really, you know, really crucial in our deliberation, in our conversations, in our action, you know, as we start to forge a new path in the decade ahead. Because you know, if we are on a path to decarbonisation, but we're on a path to decarbonisation that also is completely dependent on the ongoing extraction of rare earth minerals, of cobalt, coltan, copper in South America, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in you know, in kind of tribal heartlands of the Indian subcontinent. If the pattern and the systems of extractivism that are currently in place, you know, without adequate social and ecological protections for communities, that have been, living in the vicinity of those commodities, if that's not addressed, then we're in the process of decarbonising our economy. We're also creating a kind of new era of ecological damage, of social inequality, of displacement, and there is a, I guess that's the possible future that hasn't fully been addressed yet, that sort of sits within our sits within our kind of area of concern, really. The idea of climate justice then, like, actually invites us to start thinking about the transition, not just in terms of carbon, but in terms of the kind of planet that we are leaving for our children and for our children's children. So yeah, that's my and why is that important? Well, it's crucial if what we really want to achieve is sustainability. If what we're really looking for is not just a solution to the carbon crisis, but ecological equilibrium and the kind of social and political equilibrium that might come through that, then we really have to embed climate justice into the kind of structure of our transition right now from the outset. So, this year, what have I been working on? Well, this year is COP26. COP26 comes to the UK, and that is clearly a kind of, and it's also the first COP that comes in the wake of the global pandemic, which I argue is not an unrelated crisis. It's part of the ongoing pattern of ecological breakdown that we are seeing at the moment. And so I think that it seems to me that this is a kind of crucial moment to advance the conversation around climate justice and to develop an infrastructure around climate justice, which, by comparison with the infrastructure for, transition according to, say, net zero commitments, remains underdeveloped. So yeah, I've been working within the structures of I'm part of an activist collective called Wretched of the Earth. I have been sort of deeply engaged with the processes of the COP26 Civil Society Coalition, and then around March, I had the great opportunity really to join UCL and to join the Sarah Parker Redmond Centre as activist in residence, which has just been, for me, like an incredible opportunity just to learn how much power and possibility is embedded in a great university like UCL, and how possible it is to start to kind of push the conversation, to instigate and to kind of provoke conversations and to ask questions, really. So for me, my engagement with UCL, with the group, with the kind of interdepartmental structures at UCL has been kind of crucial. I was talking yesterday about the aesthetics of climate justice at the Slade. I've been developing sort of new works with the Anthropocene group, with UCL Anthropocene, and engaging with the museums department. But crucially, I've been working really closely with the team at the UCL Climate Hub with Joanna Marshall-Kirk and Jane Bolger, and we've been able to bring together some of the leading, some of the nation's leading climate scientists, many of whom are tenured at UCL, and launched a charter that really kind of looks at, that starts to really place in very simple terms what the climate justice objectives, or what climate justice framework around the COP26 conversation, and crucially beyond that, for the decade ahead, might begin to look like. So that's been the kind of heart part of my work at UCL, and we very much intend and hope to develop ongoing research that kind of fits around that starts to, as I say, establish and develop a kind of an infrastructure for climate justice in the years ahead. I think, Richard, that is about me. I think I think I've done 10 minutes. Probably stop. Is that all right?
No, that's perfect. Thanks, Ash. And I mean, I think what you exemplified in your very short speech, in some respects, is how complex the climate change challenge is. That, you know, that on one level, at the moment, we seem to be sort of solely focused on decarbonisation, but actually the complexities around not just decarbonising our society and the way we operate that society, but also how do we adapt to sort of future climate change, which will inevitably happen to a degree. It is beyond kind of just an environmental issue. It's a social issue. It's an economic issue. It's a justice issue, and we need to use our sort of like the breadth of our disciplines at UCL to try and sort of tackle these much broader and complex issues, and try and find the ways in which we can offer society solutions to that. And I think the other thing that really sort of struck me about what you said was the power and possibility of UCL. And I think this kind of comes back to an earlier point that Deborah made. You know, one of the great opportunities we have at UCL is the education we give. And it's through that education that we can raise awareness and we can have impact on future generations. So you know, I think what you've said to us today is about the challenge we face, but also kind of the opportunity we have at UCL. So I'm going to thank you, Ash. Much appreciated for you joining us today. I know you're a busy person, but we really do welcome hearing from more people, particularly some of our activists and our academics as well, around the work they're doing. So thank you so much. I'm hoping we might get some applause in the chat line, because I'm not sure we're allowed to get people's unmuted to applaud you, but there is sort of metaphorical applause for you, I'm sure.
Thanks so much, Richard. It's like, yeah, really a pleasure.
Great. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the awards. And thanks, Deanne. And what I want to do is move on to celebrate the departments that have been developing a sustainability plan. And I suppose our sustainability plans was another part of our strategy, where what we were looking to do was encourage departments to think about the impact they could have through the work they do, through some of the activities they deliver, and develop their own bespoke sustainability plans, which really respond to those unique sustainability challenges and opportunities. And so it's my privilege to announce some of the new sustainability plans and some of the things that those plans are looking to deliver. As I announce each team, as Chiara and Martin done, rather than wait for 5 teams, I'm going to do it by team. If the team could just take their video off so they can come on screen, we can give them a metaphorical applause. That'd be great. Let me start with the first team, and that is PALS. And PALS, as many of you know, have been to these awards over the past few years. PALS is one of the others who have been doing some astonishing things to take forward our sustainability programme. And then they've been pushing forward with their own sustainability plan. The plan, and the thing that actually I find is really innovative with their plan is the way they're looking to try and tackle flying and travel amongst their wider community. So they've introduced an innovative no-fly zone pledge to reduce academic travel. And that, if it's anything like our planting initiative, Powered by Plants, it has the potential, hopefully, to become a UCL-wide initiative. So well done, pals. Hopefully we'll see 1 or 2 of you, maybe not in the pub. Okay, I'm guessing they are definitely here, but I can't quite see them on my screen. Let's move to the next team, and that's the Innovation and Enterprise team. Yes, Deborah, I think they probably are at the bar. I think it's probably them if it's anything like last year. The Innovation and Enterprise Sustainability Plan, they look to link their plan to our Change Possible sustainability goals and the United Nations sustainability goals. And the great thing about all of these plans is the way that the plans have been developed with the leadership team. So it's about kind of taking this as a divisional or departmental response to some of the opportunities afforded by your particular area. Some of the things that they've been doing is really kind of embedding sustainability into their core activities. So thinking about entrepreneurship support for UCL students with a sustainability focus, funding and associated activities provided to UCL colleagues, again, with a sustainability focus, and partnership activities, again, with a sustainability focus. So well done to Innovation and Enterprise on the launch of their sustainability plan. Oh, we've got somebody, and Gemma as well. Congratulations. I'm afraid of clapping too loud because, as you heard the dog earlier, I'm ashamed to say was my dog, Nasha, and he does have a tendency to want to come up and start barking. I think that's part of his way of saying well done to everybody, although it could also be that he's just a little bit angry with me. So the next team is the History Department, and the History Department, yeah, you should hear him barking all the time, Abby. Anyway, the History Department, they've outlined their plan, or within their plan, clear steps for embedding sustainability into teaching, their induction week activities, and including it in a compulsory module. So as well as their own efforts, the department are also thinking about extending their influence beyond their department. Standout actions include creating guidance for sustainable spending of external funding projects, and also to work with the Geography Department on possible co-developing of sustainability teaching. So well done, History, on the development of your plan. And I'm not sure if we've got anybody here from History. It'd be great if you could just share your screen with us and give us a wave. Fantastic, we have got somebody. And congratulations on that. The next team and the next sustainability plan is the Mullard Space Science Laboratory out in Dorking. And what they've tried to do is think about their unique location in developing their sustainability plan and how they can encourage more people to travel to their facility in a sustainable way. And some of the thoughts they've had around ranging from organising meetings nearer the train station and also setting up electric vehicle charging points on the site. So again, well done on getting that plan in place. And obviously the next challenge is to deliver the plan. But congratulations to the MSSL lab team. We've mentioned this team already a couple of times, but the next team to have developed their plan is the Students' Union. And to really what makes this plan special and unique is that it contains probably, again, a very ambitious and bold goal to become the most sustainable students' union in the UK. And part of that is about embedding sustainability into everything they do to educate and empower their members to be leaders of a wider societal change. So well done on getting that plan in place to the Students' Union. I knew we'd have Carol on the call, so I have got somebody to congratulate. Thank you, Carol. Deborah will be rather pleased with this, but the next team to have developed their plan is the medical school. And really, this again is kind of, you know, it's close to my heart because of what they've been looking to try and do, which is integrate sustainability into the teaching within the MBBS, the medical curriculum. So well done to the medical school. And again, if you're around, there we go. Congratulations. Our next team is from the Division of Surgery. And the Division of Surgery have developed a bespoke sustainability policy and are developing a series of sustainability pledges which sit alongside this particular policy. So they're looking at conducting workshops and developing their sustainability plans for the future. And again, you know, I think the thing that I like about this is taking sustainability into an area which perhaps wouldn't be traditionally associated with sustainability, and think about how we can kind of embed it into curriculum, teaching and operations. So well done to the Division of Surgery. I think my wife has managed to get rid of the dog, so actually I can clap a little bit more now. The final of our sustainability plans which are in place is for the Vice-Provost Office for Education and Student Experience and the Arena Centre. So another one for you to be biased about, Deborah, a little bit biased. And what they've done is they've undertaken a strategic plan to embed sustainability into the curriculum, enabling UCL to achieve its commitment that every student will have the opportunity to study and learn about sustainability by 2024. And some of the things that they are looking to do is embed sustainability into the connected curriculum. They're looking at reviewing the UCL East module for sustainability. They're developing a connected learning internship project on sustainability in the HE sector. And they're launching a sustainability curriculum toolkit and incentive scheme. So well done to the Vice-Provost Office for Education and Sustainability Experience and the Arena Centre. Hopefully somebody will be there. Great. Again, I want to thank all of those teams for the work they've been doing. You might ask yourself, why are we congratulating teams for just developing their sustainability plans? And I think it's really important that we recognise, how important it is that we start to to embed sustainability within sort of the structures and processes of our departments. I think equally that, you know, the plans are an important thing for us as a team in enabling the whole of the university to take forward their own unique opportunities around sustainability, and really sort of think about how they can fashion change and make change possible within their areas. So for me, you know, I want to thank these teams for coming forward, for developing their plans, for really thinking about how they can make a difference within their areas and where they have opportunity to do that. And I suppose my challenge out to everybody else is to think about how you might take forward your own plans, whether in the next year or in the next couple of years. Certainly as a team, we're here to help. We're very pleased to be involved in the development of plans with you, and hopefully we can give you some support and guidance through that. Okay. 2 more sections to go, and I think I hate to say this, Chiara, but I'm falling just slightly off schedule. But it is important that we spend a bit of time just with these special awards, and we have 5 special awards to give out, as we have done in the last couple of years. The Staff and Student Awards for Outstanding Commitment to Sustainability, the Sustainability Research Award, the Sustainability Impact Award, and the Sustainability Education Award. And before I start, you know, we had a lot of nominations to review as part of all of these awards. So I want to thank all of you who nominated individuals for championing your colleagues, your friends, and the teams, and to raising the profile of those who have been dedicated to taking forward sustainability at UCL. I'm going to start with the first award, which is the Student Award for Outstanding Commitment to Sustainability. And with all of these awards, I'm going to just highlight the highly commended individuals or teams, and then come on to the winner. And as we've done before, if I name you as either a highly commended or a winner, if you'd like to just turn on your screen, it'd be great to be able to congratulate you for the work you've done. So, the Student Award for Outstanding Commitment to Sustainability. And I will say, because I was sitting on the panel and chairing the panel for reviewing these awards, all of these awards were really difficult to differentiate between winners, highly commended, and those people we weren't able to award. We had some amazing applications, but in this particular instance, our highly commended awards goes to 2 individuals. Harrison Cox, for his work driving sustainability into his faculty, which is the law faculty, and unfortunately he can't be with us today. And also Udit Singhal, for his work founding Glass to Sand, which is a zero waste initiative, and also being selected as by the UN to be one of 17 young leaders for the SDGs. So congratulations to you both for your highly commended award. And by all means, please join us on the screen so we can congratulate you if you are here, Udit. So I feel I need to ask Anne to put her drum roll in the chat line again, because it comes to our winner for the student award. And this person has been outstanding over her 2 years as a sabbatical officer. You know who it's going to be. For what she's driven forward within the student union, we have a new sustainability council, a student council. We also have an SU sustainability plan in place, which, as I've already said, is possibly one of the most ambitious across the sector. So for all of her work and her contributions to the work that we do as a team, we felt the winner for the Student Award for Outstanding Commitment to Sustainability is Carol Page. Congratulations, Carol. Great. Thanks, Carol, which moves me on to the next award, which is for the Staff Award for Outstanding Commitment to Sustainability. And again, we had a very competitive field here, and again, it was very difficult to choose our winner. However, we also had 2 highly commended individuals. Let me start with those first. So the first highly commended individual was Vinja Dasanayaka for her work on LEAF and as part of the ISD team that's been supporting LEAF. And our second highly commended award goes to Bernadette Dalmeida for her work as a sustainability champion within the Senate House Library. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you for all of your hard work. Which again brings me to the winner, and the winner for the Staff Award for her incorporation of sustainability into some of the UCL construction projects is Yvette Dimitrova. Congratulations, Yvette. And as Ben's noted, unfortunately, Yvette is attending her sister's graduation, but I know she'll be really proud to have been nominated and to have achieved this winning award. The third award of our special awards is for the Sustainability Research Award. And again, we have 3 individuals, 2 highly commended and 1 winner. Our first highly commended award goes to Dr. Anya McCausland for her research project on the world's first sustainable wall paint. And our second highly commended award goes to Dr. Massimiliano Metarazzi for his research on the feasibility of thermochemical technologies to solve the issue of waste from aircrafts. So congratulations to both of you. Thank you for all of your work. I love all of these special awards, and not least is because you find so much out about what's going on at UCL, whether it's the commitment from our staff of students, all the research, or some of the impacts that people have had. Our winner for the Sustainable Research Award goes to Dr. Priti Parikh for her research on the role of infrastructure in addressing the SDGs. Congratulations, Priti. Okay, the next award is our Sustainability Impact Award, and we've got quite no, we still got 3 people or 3 groups, and I'll start again with the highly commended award winners. This award is obviously for the impact that individuals have across our work, and again, you know, we received a lot of nominations for this particular award. The first of our highly commended award winners is Graham Neville, Steve Terry, and their garden helpers for creating the Rooftop Ear Institute Wellbeing Garden. Congratulations. Fortunately, the dog has just managed to get in as well to give you a barking round of applause. Our next highly commended award winner for this category is the team working on the UCL Introductory Project, which is Tim Beasley-Murray, Vincent Harding, Louise Pollock, Vicky Burnage, Roisin Cassidy, and Katie Price. And it's for their work in updating the introductory programme green pages. So congratulations to all of you. Right, that brings us to the award for the winners for the Sustainability Impact Award. And this goes for the team that's been engaging its wider community in sustainability. The team is the UCL Al-Bayt Society, ABSOC, which is Lena Jassim, Abid Razavi, and Saeed Qasim Navki. So congratulations to all of you for winning the Sustainability Impact Award. Okay. Now we come to our last of our special awards, and this is the Sustainability Education Award, and we have 1 highly commended team and 1 winning team for this award. For the highly commended award, it's actually an individual. It's Dr. Alexander Retty for his work on the module Design and Professional Skills 2 and its sustainability focused scenarios around net zero freight and the UK Gigafactory. And I think we might have Ed Yang, who's representing him in his place on this particular award ceremony. That's great. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on behalf of Dr. Alexander Retty. And the winner, it's a joint award for the medical school. And it's a joint award because of just the scale of work that has been undertaken in the medical school. So let me try and get through all of this. We have Adesh Sundaresan for his work on the Climate Change, Health and Sustainability SSC. We have Tor Wright, Florence Fouts, Meher Singh, John Wu, Natalie Zernica-Glover for their review of the MBS curriculum to incorporate sustainability and climate change teaching. We have Diane Atreed for her work supporting and initiating a range of climate change related teaching and student projects. And we have Trissa Feliciano, Catherine Napper, Louisa Alamo Gomez, Selena Aziz, Isis Gasper Collado for their instigation and completion of the Planetary Health Report Card application for the UCL Medical School. Congratulations to the medical school for the award of Sustainability Education. I feel I want to say now, but it would be a bit too like the Eurovision Song Contest Award. That completes our special awards. So I have actually said it now. So anyway, let me say congratulations to all of those winners and highly commended individuals and teams as part of our special awards. Right, before I hand over to Professor Geraint Rees to close our awards, I'd like, firstly, I'd like you all to join me to thank Chiara, Georgia, Hannah and Pierce for their work in organising the award today. And as the Director of Sustainability, I know how much time and effort goes into getting this event up and celebrating all of the hard work that you deliver for us. So thank you to the four of you for all of the work you've done in getting a very smooth award ceremony. I'd like to, on top of that, I'd like to personally just thank the whole of the sustainability team at UCL. And I thank them, hopefully on behalf of UCL, for the work that they do in driving forward sustainability into the culture, the values, and the work that we have ongoing at an institutional level, at department level, at divisional level. You know, it's outstanding to be part of this team. The passion that they exude, the work they undertake, their support for all of you. It's a great honour for me to be leading this team, and I'm incredibly proud of all of the work that they undertake for UCL. So thank you to the Sustainable UCL team. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Professor Geraint Rees. Geraint and I have been working together what feels like an age probably for him, but he has been an immense catalyst for the work that we do at UCL. For any of you who don't know Geraint, he's the Dean of UCL Life Sciences. He's recently the new Vice-Provost for Academic Planning. He's a Professor of Cognitive Neurology. But most importantly for me, he's the chair of our Sustainability Steering Group. And it's with that role, or in that role, that he has had a profound impact on what we do at UCL. And I'm honoured to be able to hand over to Geraint for his closing speech.
Richard, that is very kind, but as with all these things, we're a community, and we couldn't do it without your leadership, the leadership of the sustainability team, and of course, all of you here. I've been lurking in the background, and it's always such a happy time of year, and to see what amazing work is going on. What a huge variety of individuals there are across our entire community from all different areas. And it's just an amazing experience. So congratulations to all the winners. And I'll just say a few words then in winding up. It's been an amazing year. And it's amazing not just because of what I've just talked about, but of course, because of the rather obvious fact that there's a global pandemic going on. And it's not just amazing for the fact we've worked out that Teams doesn't really have a joint applause function or things like that. It's been amazing because we've learned that change is possible, in the words of our campaign. It's not in the way we've expected, in the sense that I don't think any of us thought we would still be working here from our bedrooms and kitchens and wherever we can perch for the whole of the year. But it has shown a lot of change, and that's really important, I think, for the sustainability agenda, because there's two consequences. One is that we've seen that you can suddenly wipe out international travel, and more or less, there's a little bit going on, really reduce Scope 3 emissions, reduce purchasing through the supply chain quite dramatically, and actually the sky doesn't fall in. It's been difficult for many people, particularly those who haven't been able to visit friends or family. But I mean, in terms of the academic activity of our university, in terms of delivering teaching, learning, research and innovation. So knowing that that change is possible gives a real reality to our efforts to mainstream sustainability into the whole of our institution and the whole of our society. Of course, I should say that it's also clear that there are other adverse consequences. For example, I don't think many of us have recyclable masks, and that use of single-use plastics is obviously a concern. But the point I'm making, or the first point I'm making, is that's communicated to even the skeptics. that real change is possible. The second consequence is a little closer to my home as a life scientist. So in my faculty, there are people who've been writing academic papers for a very long time about the connection between anthropogenic climate change, loss of biodiversity, erosion of habitats, and the fact that that rather brings animals like bats into contact with humans, and that maybe a zoonotic pandemic is not a good thing to happen. And that was, if you like, a specialist academic interest 15 years ago. I think everyone on the planet now knows that that's a reality. And it's that connection with all of those challenges, those wicked problems like anthropogenic climate change or climate heating, biodiversity loss and zoonotic pandemics, that are the problems we have to solve as a society. Again, we know that because we're enthusiasts for that, but this is about mainstreaming it such that everyone knows that and sees it as an everyday reality. So now, as at least in our country, things are progressing, at least with vaccination, and as our university will start drifting back together, so I hope that next year we can see each other face to face, I think I'd like to highlight the huge opportunity we've got. You're all involved. We know 60 teams have engaged with Green Impact and LEAF this year, 60 nominations for these special awards, student sustainability ambassadors, the whole community is involved. And we know, of course, that this is a top priority for young people coming through schools who are going to be our students in the years of the future. So I think we need to seize that opportunity. Richard, of course, and Joe have, with the team, wasted no time. So on some elements of the strategy like net zero, there's a business plan making progress, there's supply chain reform talking about scope 3 emissions, travel policy, we have a new travel provider with carbon tracking. So we're making progress. And you've also seen the sustainability bond from UCL, which I think is a really visible commitment of the whole university and the senior leadership to the idea of sustainability. So in closing, that shows to me not just the opportunity that we should now seize, but the change here comes from the efforts of not just a single individual or one group, but from our collective efforts as a community, and that we can have influence on the broader world, because ultimately we're a university and universities are all about making a positive impact on our communities. So I want to thank you for your unwavering commitment to sustainability and for helping make it the institutional priority that it now is. I think the coming year, I hope, will be very exciting, not just because we'll see each other again, but also because all of us now have the opportunity to accelerate progress. So thank you for all you do. Please do more in the year ahead. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Geraint. And it's given my privilege just to really wrap up this award ceremony. I want to thank everybody for all of their efforts in the past year. I want to thank you for staying with us, as somebody just said to me, for 90 minutes. It's been a great way of celebrating the achievements of the university. I hope and I pray that next year we'll do this in person and we'll be able to give out those cactuses and those plants. And we may even have an award for the plant that has survived from 2019, albeit I do need to talk to the team about how we might judge that to avoid any cheating. And it's strange that it's only me that thinks like that. And finally, I want to say to all of you, really enjoy your summer. Have a great time with friends and family. And hopefully we'll see you on campus at the start of the next academic year. Thank you very much.